What happened was.
Hey friends, it's so nice to see you. It's today, the time is now. You are here and the weather is outside your window.
How are you doing today? Oh, really? I hear ya. Sometimes it just feels like we have too many balls in the air. But do you know what I like to do when I have too many balls in the air? Come on, I'll show ya.
Good news. This is good news.
What can generate clean energy, biomass for fertilizers, convert CO2 into oxygen, and be used in space? Algae. Biodegradable algae solar panels that clean the air while growing green energy. Adan Ramirez Sanchez, an award-winning 23-year-old Mexican biotechnician, has made solar panels powered by algae instead of minerals mined from the earth. His intelligent solar biopanels are 1 part microalgae, 1 part nanotechnology, and they absorb CO2 before converting it into electricity and oxygen, potentially solving 2 of the largest challenges we face on Earth. I don't know what most of that means, but it's definitely good news. Good news.
Today's guest got his big break playing The Plant in The Little Shop of Horrors and has appeared on TV's Banshee, The Night of, and Mozart in the Jungle. But it was a year-long trip to Japan that changed his life forever. Please welcome my friend, Eddie Cooper.
What happened was.
Hi.
So what have you been doing on lockdown?
Wow. Well, I live in New York City, so we're on lockdown here. there's not many places to go or do. But I've been at home. I've been playing a lot of Dungeons and Dragons with my friends online. I am currently playing a dwarven cleric, and his name is Turok Greystone.
So you have another life.
It's still a game. It's a game.
In this past year, do you identify more with like Eddie or Turok? Who have you lived more as this
The
past year?
lines are so blurred at this point.
What were you scheduled to be doing during this time? I know you had like some big stuff.
I would have been doing Assassins at Classic Stage Company here in New York.
Wow.
Still happening, but
Yeah.
when it can, which
It's like-
who knows when that is.
One of the best shows ever written.
I feel so lucky.
I mean, but you and I have that in common, that we're both like Sondheim freaks.
Guilty. I think this Sondheim guy might have something going
He's
for
all
him.
right. He's all right. There was that one though. What was it called? Like Roadshow or
Roadshow.
Yeah, semi-flop.
Yeah, but you know what? I saw it and I loved it.
Yeah, well, it's great then. If you loved it, do you like Frogs? Frogs is cool because he wrote it while he was at Yale, and he wrote it to be staged in the Yale swimming pool. Sondheim was doing the site-specific long before anyone knew to do that.
Come on now.
Yeah, it's weird.
I want to hear it.
Can I give you my favorite line from the opening of Frogs?
Please?
Please, don't fart. There's not a lot of air, and this is art.
Well, look what you've done to me. Now I'm obsessed with frogs.
And to swim in a pool while doing a musical, what's better?
Can you even imagine?
I can. New dream.
Are you and I putting on a production of Frogs?
It's happening right now on Zoom.
Surprise, everyone, as I pour this bottle on my head.
Yeah. I mean, we have written the opening number of a musical together that, does have some grand plans. So stay tuned.
The world deserves it,
Been in development for about 20 years.
which means you know it's going to be good.
It's going to be a smash hit. Yeah. Yeah, we just got to get past that opening number, and then it's smooth sailing.
Yeah. Listen, we've been really pounding out this opening number for about 20 years now, so
Yeah.
at least that is going to be very polished.
And if we don't have an intermission, we don't risk everyone leaving.
That's true. We could do like the Met and just like lock them all in at the beginning of the show.
What was your first Met show?
My first Met like opera that I saw was later in life, and it was part of the Ring cycle. I don't know which one it was.
I took you to that. It was Ryan.
It was you.
Gold.
Yeah.
I was like, hey Eddie, there's this opera. It's kind of like Lord of the Rings. You want to go?
And I was, you know, you have me.
I baited you. I bait and switched you into German
that was magic.
Wagner. Yeah, and that's one with no intermission. So that's it.
It's an experience going to the Met.
Well, we also saw Sweeney Todd together at New York City Opera.
We did.
Yeah, and we were children basically, and the big thing that we did was just like every 30 seconds or so in life, we sang the last riff of Defying Gravity, and just for fun. It was a punctuation to every sentence. And so I remember being at Sweeney Todd with you in New York City Opera, and we're just like, like in the auditorium, just for fun. Something's wrong with us.
Don't let everyone know about me. You're exposing my deep dark secret.
That's what the point of this is. Well, we met at Ithaca College.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you were the very first person I ever met who was from New York.
When you grow up in New York City, you have to grow up a little faster because things are like kind of wild here.
You're doing a show in New York and there's like a kid in the cast. The kid is the most mature person in the room, and they've been in showbiz way longer than you.
I've done shows had children in the cast where there's like incredibly grown-up things going on stage, to where like if I was this child's age sitting here watching this, I'd be like, ah! Here he is completing the New York Times crossword puzzle, and like who are you?
Just Sudoku. What is that called?
Sudoku.
I don't do that.
No, I don't do numbers.
I don't either.
Numbers.
Yeah, since 6th grade, I failed math.
Yeah. Numbers are not my thing.
No.
Please. I do musical numbers. Those are the only kind of numbers I want to see.
Yeah. So, do you have a story in mind?
Guide me.
Okay. So, like a moment that changed your life, or like it could be anything. It could be career, life, anything.
What happened was I had graduated from college, and I moved back to New York City. I was home and just kind of like putzing around, not doing much, and going to auditions here and there, but people were very lukewarm at best for me back then. And I wasn't really doing much, and my friend right after college had decided to do a year abroad in Japan, and he came back and we met up and talked, and he was just telling me all these stories about Japan, and I was like, well, I'm not doing much of anything right now, so why don't I just move to Japan? So I packed up and moved to Japan for a year and taught English there. And it really changed my life because it really, talk about a different way of living and a different culture. And I didn't speak a word of Japanese when I moved there. It was the most fulfilling, incredible experience of my life. I look at Japan as a second home. I love that country. Every day living there was a magic adventure. I can't wait to someday go back. And when I finally did leave Japan after the year and I got back, it kind of, I don't know, my eyes had been open to just more being out there. And it gave me I think a healthier perspective on life.
not knowing how to speak with people kind of forces a different kind of communication that's in a way almost deeper in.
I couldn't believe how I had several deep conversations with people in Japan using hands and body movement and honestly things that that we learned together in college to kind of help
Yeah.
facilitate. Spoken language wasn't an option, so you have to find different ways, but it is possible.
And what was it like? I mean, teaching English there.
It was wild. I was doing a lot of learning too.
So then you come back to New York.
Yeah, so I came back to New York and I still wanted to act. And so I was auditioning and things were still slow, but I think I had kind of found a new sense of self-worth, confidence. I think that was helping me along. And then eventually I booked Little Shop of Horrors in New York City, playing the plant, playing Audrey too. It was cool because I was working with lots of people that I very much looked up to, and I couldn't believe I was in the same room with all of a sudden. And after doing that show, my career started to move faster. So I think that's really the catalyst for.
Yeah, it was huge. It was a huge deal. And
yeah.
Who were the people you were working with that you looked up to?
Well, Ellen Green was Audrey.
Legend.
Legend. I mean, I grew up watching her in Little Shop like literally every day.
Yeah.
I wore that VHS out. Singing with her all of a sudden was mind-boggling. Jake Gyllenhaal, Taron Killam.
Who's Jake Gyllenhaal? Wow.
Yeah, but it was wild.
Yeah, legends upon legends. Wow, that's a cult classic show, but it's also not one that's done often. Like, you have to be amongst a small handful of people on the planet who have done that role, and even that show. I mean,
I never really thought about it like that. I feel very lucky. I feel very lucky to have done it because I mean, it was really a dream of mine to do that part since I was a little boy.
You've been doing a lot of TV and film in the past several years. Like, you have lots of cool things going on. And talk to me about that world and just like the difference between stage and TV and film work.
I love doing it. The first time I did a TV show, I was horrified because you want to talk about different languages. Film is a different language. They use different terms, and when someone says back to one to you and you're like,
what does that mean? Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta figure that stuff out like quickly.
Yep.
So that was kind of shocking.
My first TV thing was 30 Rock, and like I just moved to New York, and I didn't even know who my scene partners were going to be because it was so under wraps, and it was a real.
And they're like, "Here's Alec Baldwin."
Yeah. So I show up 6 a.m. I show up on set, and we're having a rehearsal, and in walks my scene partner. It's Steve Martin. It was my first day on set ever. And I didn't know who I was acting with. I was like, ah! And then in walks Tina Fey. I was like, oh, cool.
I don't think I would have survived that. Like, how cool was that, getting to watch these legends like do it?
It was amazing. Yeah. I mean, there was one scene where there was a line that was problematic. And Steve Martin was like, well, let me try a bunch of different things. And just on a roll, he spit out 30 new lines, improv, every single one of them gold. And everyone dying.
That's how you learn.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, working
and watching people like that.
Yep. Yeah. That's also how I live with myself, watching 37 hours of TV a day in a pandemic. I tell myself I'm learning and researching.
I'm just doing research. It's fine.
Yes.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I watched Netflix.
Done.
Like, I'm finished with it.
Well, should we do rapid fire questions?
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Zodiac sign.
Pisces.
First show you ever did.
Jonestown in college. Oh no, what am I talking about? I did shows in high school. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead was the first full-length play I ever did.
Favorite work of art.
Let's go with Sweeney Todd.
Favorite musical.
Sweeney Todd.
What show did you leave? What's the first show you ever left at intermission? What's a show you wish you would have left at intermission?
I'm not saying.
I respect that. First show I ever left at intermission was Hamlet at the Met, the opera. It's a French grand opera.
How long are we talking?
73 years.
No.
But the cool thing that happened was something lit on fire in the balcony, and people started screaming, "Fire, fire!" And then the ushers came, and they were like, "No fire, don't worry about it." And I was like, "Gotta go, I'm out." Like, the show's terrible. Building's on fire, I'm leaving. Favorite actor?
My sister.
She's really good.
I like her.
Yeah,
she's good.
All right. Do you believe in past lives?
I believe in the possibility of past lives. I don't know if I firmly believe in past lives.
If you've had past lives, who were you?
A cat.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee all day, every day.
Favorite color?
Pink.
Favorite food?
Sushi.
Best vacation ever?
Oh, the moon.
Favorite cereal?
I don't eat cereal.
Ever?
No, I'm on a weight loss journey.
You never had Cinnamon Toast Crunch in your life?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Favorite dessert?
So there is a pie place called the Little Pie Company.
Yes. Yeah.
Their sour cream apple walnut pie. How dare they?
Yeah.
I feel attacked every time I walk past that place.
Yeah. Beach or mountains?
Mountains. I'm scared of sharks.
Oh.
I have a horrible, horrible fear of sharks.
Do you not go in the ocean?
No. Give me a lake, I'm in there.
It's the red carpet event of a film you're starring in. Who are you wearing?
McQueen, darling.
Favorite song ever, any genre?
Oh, that's an impossible question.
Best sick day excuse?
Diarrhea, because no one wants to talk about it.
You could have a weekend away with anyone who's ever lived, dead or alive.
Beyonce.
You're not in showbiz. What's your backup dream job?
Marine biologist.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Ish.
Pitch me a new musical.
Dungeons and Dragons, the musical.
Okay, you can go to any planet.
Saturn seems sassy.
Yeah, for sure, those rings.
Right?
Yeah. You can live in any time period.
This one. Because past time periods have been pretty rough for people like me.
Yeah.
So I'll stay here at the
Got
most
it.
progressive time I possibly could, even though we have a lot of fixing to do. Also, dinosaurs. I want to see dinosaurs.
You can spend a year living as another person. Who is it?
Beyonce.
You can go back in time to any time in your life and tell your younger self one thing.
Take dance lessons.
What's the meaning of life? What's the high note of your life? What's the low note of your life? Wow. And that's a wrap. That's the show.
Yay!
That's all for today's episode. Puppies and rainbows till we meet again. Kisses. Thank you.